What up, my people, and welcome back to Season 2 of the National Review, powered by Football University. I am your official voice of youth and high school sports, Chad Ricardo. It's been a while since we hung out, and I'm kind of hoping that you missed your boy. Let's see, a ton has gone down since the last time that we saw each other, so let's review. GFL won the 8th grade FBU National Championship, while Team Tampa took it at the 6th and 7th grade level. The National Combine was absolutely lit, and the All-American Bowl was a game for the ages. And, oh, Bookie Radley Howes, he broke the internet again, but what else is new? We found out in last week's game that over 130 all-time Pro Bowl selections are also All-American Bowl alum, and as of today, so are 44 Super Bowl winners. The common thread is that many of those athletes started their path at FBU camps, and camp season is upon us. Trust the process. We'll be checking out student athletes from across the nation as there is a camp near you. Gonna start it though down in the Lone Star State. There's 4 camps in Texas, and I cannot talk about the United States of Texas without bringing on my main man, Player Development Director, Mr. D. Jenkins. Gator, what up, bro?
Hey, we're doing okay out here, Chad. Ramping up for camp season. Trying to get some of these athletes taken care of, want to make them bigger and better, teach them some things about, the recruiting process that might be coming up, and, ultimately just maintaining relationships with our athletes.
FBU Camp's right around the corner. I believe that March the 17th is the jump off down at the Alamo in San Antonio. For anyone who has not attended an FBU camp, what are the expectations?
So basically what's going to happen, Chad, is, you're going to come into an intensive environment. You're going to have athletes of the same caliber or more as yourself as an athlete. And, we're going to go through an opening ceremony. We're going to make you feel very welcome. And then we're going to introduce you to our coaching staff, our world-class coaching staff. We're going to let you see who you're going to get to spend our next couple of days with, learning from the best that have been there and done that. As you know, a lot of our coaching staffs have either played or coached in a Super Bowl. And so ultimately that is the best instruction that you can receive, worldwide. And we're going to put these kids in the classroom with them. They're going to go to the field. They're going to learn some things. Then we're going to take them back to the classroom, and then we're going to go over some tape. We're going to go over, what we've recorded of them and say, hey, this is where you messed up. Because as you know, tape doesn't lie. So we use the tape to refine what we've taught them, and then we bring them out to the field and we implement that. And then we teach them some new things, and then we go back to the classroom. So it's a classroom field experience, which is top notch. And, the classroom portion is what a great deal of camps are missing these days. So that is a great advantage that we have.
That's a heck of a time, bro. So check this out. I've attended camp myself up here in the Northern Virginia area. Know that the camps down in your region are going to be off the chain. Look forward to checking out those student athletes in person, grabbing a few interviews with them myself. Walk me through that schedule again. It starts on the 17th at the Alamo.
We actually have 4 opportunities that we call the FBU Tour of Texas, Part 4. We have a camp in each major city. Our first camp will kick off down in the Alamo, as we call the Alamo, which is San Antonio, Texas, which is the birthplace of our All-American Bowl game. And it'll be March 17th and 18th, which will be followed by the Houston camp the very next weekend. We're looking at that March 24th and 25th. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give everybody a week break, and then we're going to come back and pick back up on April 7th and 8th in Austin, Texas. And then we will close out the FBU Tour of Texas in the North Texas region with Dallas, which will be that April 14th and 15th weekend.
Certainly a ton of talent down there all over the state of Texas. Had an opportunity, of course, to see that with my own eyes when we were down in Naples, FBU National Championship. Ton of talent, no doubt. So a moment ago, you kind of alluded to this yourself. As we discuss FBU camps, we know everything that student athletes get, the talent, the technique, the training while they're on the field. But this extends a lot further than that green grass and those white lines, right?
Well, a big thing that I preach to a lot of parents is it's not only about what you're learning on the field, it's a mentorship program. I mean, how many times do you get to go to a camp and get to spend between 15 to 18 hours with a guy who's won a Super Bowl 4 times? And now this is a direct link that you have to this coach. This is somebody who's in your ear, somebody who's telling you what right looks like. And ultimately, that's just what the difference is. And then we also bring in one of our biggest sponsors in GSA, that they teach them about the recruiting process and things of that nature. And then, just a lot of us that have been around for a while, we have a lot of connections here in the state of Texas. And, a lot of you guys that are looking for exposure or may need some help here or may need some help there or may need a coach to watch some film over here. Me and my guys here in the state of Texas, we do a very good job of taking care of the athletes in that sense. We kind of go above and beyond the call of duty to try and help our athletes even post-camp.
4 camps in Texas. We're talking about San Antonio, Houston, Austin, and Dallas. Here's what I want to know, D. Say a student athlete comes to FBU camp. He absolutely balls out, he shows out, he impresses you, he impresses your scouts. Does that open any additional doors for him?
So basically what can happen is if they come to a regional camp and they just blow it out of the water and they perform well above the competition, it's obviously going to make them stick out. And so, I have, my FBU National Championship team directors that are always on deck for the middle school guys, our media outlets to come out and look at these guys. I'm bringing some guys in this year that are going to try to help these guys get exposed, maybe do a few interviews. They can also gain a chance to attend our Top Gun experience, where basically we take the best athletes from all over the nation and put them in one big mosh pit, as you will. We just let them bang it out to see, who's truly the best of the best. Because a lot of times it's very easy to dominate your local leagues or your local areas. But once we put you into an environment and put you under some stressful situations while teaming you up with some athletes that are better than average caliber, we really do get to see what type of athlete you are.
D, I'm gonna be down there too, bro. We gotta be passing out some national combine invites, right? All right, fine. D. Jenkins, Player Development Director for the United States of Texas. D, thank you for stopping by the review, bro.
Hey, no problem, Chad. Let me know if you guys need anything before you get in, and hope to see you soon, okay?
Coming up next, we're going to be taking an up-close and personal look at a few student athletes who will be attending FBU camps in Texas. Keep it locked. It's the review.
1, 2, 3, FBU, I want to find out how good I am. Yes, sir! If you relax, you get blown out. Let's get it done! Let's get it done!
What can you take advantage of right now?
Again, come on. I can push myself way beyond what you think.
Pressure technique. Bring it back.
Talent plus technique beats talent alone, and the best get better here. You know I'm talking about FBU camps. We are going to be taking a tour of the state of Texas. There are 4 camps in the region, and there's already a few student athletes that are on my radar. These are 5 that caught my eye.
Starting off at the middle school level, quarterback Nate Alvarez. Young man is still developing his height, but check out the rocket on that arm. Potential through the roof. Armani Winfield, class of 2022, quarterback and wide receiver, over 6 feet tall, length and speed, FBU National Championship alum, no ceilings for this young man. Christopher Thomas, class of 2020 out of New Brunsfield High. He has athleticism, he has range and versatility. FBU Camp will help him with his technique, teach him to trust his instincts. Read and react, young man. Cinco Whitehurst, class of 2019, listed as a tight end outside linebacker. Solid length and excellent motor. He's effective coming off the edge and can plug the run. Plays a little high, would love to see him lower his pad level. And finally, Simon Shearer. Young man may be undersized, but trust me, he's dynamic. Short range quickness, good feet and vision, just enough wiggle and a knack for making plays. These are 5 of the many student athletes I look forward to checking out at FBU Camp in Texas.
And now for a young man who is no stranger to FBU camps. This young man cannot wait to check out his game in person. Welcome into the review, Mr. Trip Potter. Trip, welcome to the review, bro. I feel like we should know each other already. You, of course, are an FBU alum. I believe this is your 3rd camp. What I want to know from you is, thus far, what have you enjoyed most about your experience with FBU camps?
the fact that all the coaches have been there and done it, being in NFL or college. Going through that has really given me perspective on how it will be.
How it's going to be at the next level, bro. I definitely agree. So check this out, though. You're not only attending FBU camps, let's be honest, you're kind of dominated. I mean, you have been selected to attend Top Gun on multiple occasions. Of course, Top Gun, Rock Hill, South Carolina. You have the best of the best in the whole entire nation. You're competing one-on-one. What have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about your game down there at Top Gun?
Just, hard work pays off, man. Every day you have to go out there and grind. It's all about competition, and pretty much when it comes down to it.
Couldn't have said that better myself, bro. 4 FBU camps in Texas. Earn your Top Gun invite. Come on out to FBU camp. There's one right around the corner from you. Look it up. Bro, I want to talk to you about your game in particular. I love it. You are highly physical. You are highly versatile as a safety defensive back. I mean, you hit hard out there. I believe your stats last season, 53 tackles, you forced 2 turnovers. Out of everything that you do, in your opinion, what is the strength of your game?
Definitely the hitting. That's what gets the car going. Big hits, hit sticks, that's my favorite part of playing the game.
I agree with you, bro. Remind me to avoid Trip Potter in Oklahoma drills. Okay, for all of your success at FBU camps, all of your success at Top Gun, there's one piece to this puzzle that has seemed to elude you thus far. That, of course, the invite to the National Combine. National Combine, top student athletes in the nation. Your opportunity to 1, get on the radar of college coaches all across the nation. 2, to potentially get on the radar to be selected for the All-American Bowl. And 3, potentially, most importantly, to have Eric Richards follow you on Twitter. Trip Potter, what I want to know from you is, what would it mean to you for this year to be the one that you earn your invite to the National Combine?
That would be great. That just shows that certain coaches believe in me and believe I can play that level of competition. And to be able to experience something like that would just be great to get on that radar.
That's what's up, Trip. Thank you very much for joining the review, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
My main man, Trip Potter, cannot wait to meet that young man in person. Okay, I know what a lot of you have been waiting for, and it's next. From ESPNU, the lovely Miss Ashton Washington joins the review.
Drive home safely. See you next season.
American Bowl is brought to you by Football University. FBU, bringing former NFL coaches and players from all around the country.
FootballUniversity.org. That is where you go to get your questions answered. That is where you go to sign up for one of the 4 camps in your region. Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio. I'll see you there. Okay, you know that I love seeing student athletes do their thing. I also love seeing young professionals on the rise as well. The Lone Star State is the home to one of the top up-and-comers. I'm talking about a young lady who is a 5-star recruit in her own regard as it pertains to high school sports journalists. She of the ESPN Campus Connection team and Rivals high school sports analyst, joining the review now, Miss Ashton Washington. Ashton, welcome to the review. The producers told me that they are so thankful to have a real journalist on the show for once.
Hi, how are you?
Now, before we get into anything dealing with your very impressive resume, all of the very impressive work that you've done thus far, I kind of want to talk about just you for a moment. Talk to me about Ashton Washington. How did you get to this point already?
You want to know something that's crazy? I actually didn't even want to do sports.
Really?
I wanted to start off. Yes, I wanted to start off as a news reporter. All I kept saying my freshman year of college was, I want to be like Anderson Cooper. I want to be just like him. That's what I want to do. And with me coming in on a basketball scholarship at Houston University, I was so focused on news. And then at the beginning of my sophomore year, I received a full ride academic scholarship for the same school, Houston. And my focus began to change because I was solely focused on academics. And I was just like, you know what? I have to have a passion for what I love, and the passion is sports. I can't leave sports alone. And I just happen to love football so much. I wish I could play, but I can't.
Now look, I too was a collegiate student athlete for all of like 3 practices. That was before I realized that I was better at talking sports than I was actually playing them. I probably should have attended an FBU camp myself. But what I want to know from you though is, why is it important, in your opinion, for a student athlete to discover a secondary path when it's time for them to hang up their cleats?
So growing up, you're focused on your whole entire kindergarten through 12th grade on sports. Have fun, do what you love, but never forget what you need to get done in the classroom. And with me focused on basketball my whole life, it was hard too because I had a few breakdowns. Because I was like, man, what am I going to do without basketball? And with that transition, like I said before, I had to focus hard. I had to be like, okay, let me sit down, let me think, let me figure out me. Let me figure out what Ashton likes. What is my purpose? And my purpose is, like you said, talk about sports. You, ma'am, are certainly doing your thing. 7-on-7, sweeping the nation. It's huge right now, and I know that you have an opportunity to cover the best of the best out there. Talk to me about Team Texas Elite. There was 2 commentators at the national championship game between Alabama and Georgia. I hope you were watching it.
I was watching.
At that game, you were okay. Yeah. You were going for the right team. At that game, they brought up a comment that struck me, as many coaches as well in Houston or the Texas area. They're talking about how the new thing now is 7-on-7. As you know, social media has, taken over completely for the sports world. I know you probably get as many huddles as I get in my DMs. And basically they're saying, if you're not playing 7-on-7 at the high school level and the middle school level, you're going to be behind. And it's very true, especially in football nation here in Texas. 7-on-7 is what's happening right now. And I've been taking trips out to different locations, as far as different schools in Houston, different schools in Austin. And I've been following these boys for Team Texas Elite, and I'm just like, wow, it's so much talent. If you could count how many stars are on the field, off the field, I'd say over like 225 stars. That we just going 5. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And the way that 7-on-7 has changed the atmosphere it's a start of something great. Very, very great.
Now look, I agree with you. I believe that it's great as well, but not everybody out there agrees with us. See, I was reading an article and it said that there are some out there in Texas who believe that there's a bit of a showdown, per se, between traditional high school coaches and those coaches of these 7-on-7 teams, particularly Team Texas Elite. In your opinion, is this the case? And if so, should it be?
I personally feel like it shouldn't be a big deal, because once those kids come out of those pads, they're looking to stay in shape. And 7-on-7 is like AAU basketball, AAU even tennis, golf, anything like that. When those kids come off from the school season, the coaches are looking for them to be in shape as soon as they get back on the field. And I feel like if you take 7-on-7 out of that key, most kids won't be in shape. Because there's a few kids that are like, okay, I need to go to the gym every day. I need to do this, I need to do that. But having that extra push and that extra motivation and mentors as well. I mean, I have so many mentors as far as coaches. I even have a couple 7-on-7 coaches as my mentors. And we do totally opposite things, but I call them my mentors. That's excellent for the kids. I feel like there shouldn't be a divide. And when kids and athletes see coaches, having this type of discussion, whether 7-on-7 is important or if it's key to what they're doing, it's like, hey man, you're messing up what the kids are thinking on the field. Like, should I even be here playing? And they should be there playing.
They should be. Listen, I believe that any activity that, like you said, number one, allows for student athletes to work on their skill level. Number two, helps to keep them in shape. And number three, it keeps kids off of the streets even more so, right?
Most definitely. And you want these kids, the main purpose of 7-on-7 and high school teams is you want these kids to the next level. It doesn't matter if it's a school. You want these kids to do 1, to 2, to 3, JUCO, and all of the above. You just want them to get college paid for to help these parents out. College is a lot of money. Like, if you look at my school, for instance, you're paying with $55,000 a year. That's a lot of money. Once you sit down, you plan that out. And if you can get school paid for, you're in action.
I agree. Listen, we'll get you out of here on this. You speak about this star-studded roster with Team Texas Elite. Need to get a couple of them out to FBU camps. We got 4 in your region. We got San Antonio, Houston, Austin, and Dallas. Get some National Combine invites out there. Call up Eric Riches, D. Jenkins as well. Talk to me, though, about a few of these stars. Which one of these student athletes have really caught your eye?
Oh, man. Listen, I don't want to sound any type of way, but I got a kid. Everyone knows him. I know you know him. R.J. Henderson. That's one.
Right.
That's a 5-star player right there. He speaks his work ethic, everything on the field. There's no need to go back and read anything about it. You already know once you see him walk on the field, you're like, hey, man, that's King Henry right there. My second one is going to be Parker Washington. He is my younger brother. The man's coming off of an injury. He's an Indiana recruit. I met a kid, I'd say last Sunday. His name is Hunter Henry. The kid can ball. I'm going to send him I'm going to send videos of him to you. I actually was speaking to him last night. He's just like, Ashton, or Miss Ashton, what's going on? What can I do? How can I be active? And I'm like, just keep doing your thing.
Yeah, man, look, tell them to keep going. I mean, sky is the limit for these young men if they have any limits at all. Talk to me about a few of the others. I want to talk about Team Red right now. I know that they got Theo out there. That's my guy. He's an All-American Bowl commit. Speak to me about him, a couple of his teammates.
You may go ahead and list them for you.
Give me a couple of them.
Just a couple. Okay. Well, I'll just throw this one there. Zach Evans from North Shore in Houston. Wonderful kid. Very, very enthusiastic about football. You can see his passion when he plays. You got Trajan Bridges from Dallas. You got Justin Guakmai from Fort Bend Travis. You got Zach Demos. Zach Demos is really, really great. He brings the spark within the kids I just listed. Victor Garza. You got Brian Williams. Theo Weiss Jr. It's just so much talent. And you got KJ Schenkel, Jalen Smith, Jacob Castro, Jeffrey Carter. I could just go on. Wow. You can just tell how passionate I am.
Ashton, you are now my role model. I'm moving to Texas and I'm learning from you.
Listen, like Chad, Terrence Gibson, man, come on. Like, this is like an NFL lineup. Team Red is where it's at. Wow.
Ashton Washington, you are an absolute delight. I thank you very much for stopping by the review, and I'll see you in Texas. I'm going to come find you out there.
I might have to fly up to Washington. I might have to beat you too, Chad. Or beat you before we meet.
There it is. Thank you very much, and you have a good rest of the day.
You too. Thanks for having me on.
That's going to do it for this week's show. On behalf of Ashton, on behalf of Trip, on behalf of my main man, D. Jenkins, I am your official voice of youth and high school sports, Chad Ricardo. I'll see you next week. Happy birthday, Mom.